I love you. We hear those words a lot. Movies, TV shows, songs, poems, novels, conversations, and hopefully you hear it from your family on a regular basis. The words, I love you, carry a powerful meaning. But I'm afraid that the true meaning of love has been largely lost on a lot of people today. A lot of people mainly think of love as being a physical, an emotional, a chemical reaction to something or someone. But if love is so powerful, then surely there has to be more to it than just that, right? There's a group called Down Here that has a song named A Better Way. And the song talks about the sacrifice that Jesus made for us on the cross. And the main line of that song is, I love you could not be said a better way. I love the way they phrased that. So what is the real meaning of love? Well, to my mind, real love is giving up your life for someone else, even if they don't love you in return. We're in the middle of what is commonly known as the Passion Week. And for centuries, millions of Christians have given special significance in their yearly calendar to Maundy Thursday and Good Friday, and then of course Easter or Resurrection Sunday. That word Maundy is kind of a funny word, but it actually is a Latin word that means a new commandment. And it comes from the Latin word mandatum. It's translating Jesus' command in John 13, 34 through 35, where he said, a new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, all men will know that you are my disciples if you love one another. Now, before he gave his disciples that new command, Jesus had demonstrated this kind of love by washing their feet before they had that last meal. He humbled himself. He became their servant. He was showing them that this is the kind of love that I'm talking about. John 13 verses 4 through 5 tell us how he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him. Think about what your feet look like and smell like after a long, hot, dusty summer day. Maybe you're wearing sandals and hiking through the desert. Imagine somebody else that's been walking along all day with you, and you take the sandals off their feet and you take those dirty, stinky feet into your hands, you put them on your lap, and you begin to wash them. Not a very pretty picture. And depending on the individual and their hygiene habits, or lack thereof, that becomes something that's not too pleasant to think about. Washing someone else's feet is not a glamorous thing to do. It's not something that you see getting 1 million views on YouTube. Washing someone else's feet is a very humbling thing to do. And really, when you think about it, anything to do with being a servant, it's not a glamorous thing. It's not something that gets a lot of attention. But that is what Jesus was trying to teach his disciples, of putting someone else first. And that's what he was trying to show them, what that kind of love was like. When he spent those last few hours with them there in the upper room before he went to Golgotha to bear the weight of the sins of the entire world, he wanted to leave them with this most important commandment: love one another. And when we humble ourselves and we serve the Lord as he served us, then He's the one who lifts us up. It's not ourselves, it's not someone else. God's the one that lifts us up. When we love Christ, He changes our hearts. He changes our motivations. And if showing that kind of love means washing someone's stinky feet or whatever the modern day equivalent of that may be, then really every day should become Maundy Thursday in our hearts. Ezekiel chapter 36 and verses 26 and 27 says, "I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. I will put my spirit in you and move you to follow my decrees and keep my laws." So who is God impressing on your heart today to love them like Jesus loved His disciples? Is He calling you to show love to this person? Just take a second right now and determine how you're going to live the rest of this week by showing that kind of love to someone else. Maybe it's texting someone or sending a note. Right now we're kind of limited on what we can do as far as showing love physically, but that doesn't mean that we can't take the time to really show someone that we care for them, that we love them. And as we do that, as we follow through with that, I believe that this week leading up to Easter will be one that will have special significance, even though it's one that's going to be a lot different than we're used to.